What on earth is that about? Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're on the ground at the wonderful Marseille airport, an airport that I've flown out of a few times, and we've got the Airbus A320neo by FlyByWire. It's Uniform Zulu Hotel Alpha, which belongs to easyJet, and we're going to be flying it today as part of a charter flight. Thank you very much to Charlie Greasley for chartering this one today. We're going to be Easy 8 Charlie Golf, and we're going from Marseille up to Bristol today. We're going to be doing this flight from VATSIM, and we're going to also be doing it from the very get-go here, so I've not even started with my procedures list yet or anything. As you can see, the cockpit is all cold and dark, and I'm going to start complaining about my mouse very quickly. I've moved my light that's right next to my camera today, and the leg on the tripod of it, if I try and move it, is just getting in the way of where my mouse wire goes, so it keeps clipping it. So I might move my controls over a little bit and be a little bit off kilter today just to accommodate for that, because it's very annoying when you're trying to quickly click around the cockpit. So to show you on the charts where we're going to be going just ahead of time here, we are going to be heading out of Gate 47 Echo, and we're going to be heading down here to runway 31. We're then going to head straight north and all the way up through France, then cross the English Channel, up towards London near Biggin Hill, over Heathrow, which is our alternate today, and then in towards Bristol. I've already chosen stand 2. What I'm going to do is just connect to VATSIM. So today, as mentioned, we are Easy 8 Charlie Golf, and we are not in a 737, we're in an Airbus A320neo this morning. See if anybody else is on the ground here at Marseille. I don't think I saw any traffic when I looked on Volanta earlier, so we should be all good. I don't think there's any frequencies about either. No, it's very, very quiet here this morning. So let's get on with the procedures, shall we? First off, batteries 1 and 2 on. We'll put the external power on. We will then have the APU master switch and start switch soon. I'm not going to do that yet, actually. Like I said, I've had a comment previously saying don't do that straight off the bat. We'll do some fire tests. Banging. Yeah, beautiful. Left, right, and centre for the adheres to nav. Correction supply goes on. We want the strobe to auto. We want a nav and logo light on. No smoking, and arm the emergency exits. Think that's everything all good up there. This stick has disconnected already. Don't know why it does it. Don't know why it does it. It's really, really weird. I use it to center my controls, so I have no idea why it does that. What I'm going to also get is the GSX situation loaded. I updated it 20 minutes before I came on, and we are all good. So we'll request boarding. We'll get all of our stuff loaded in. Don't know why that's right in the middle of the taxiway, but that's absolutely fine. Let's find out what the pressure is here today, shall we? Get the iPads on, get the stuff on. Oh, it won't let me import the data with it because board. Ah, what a moron. I've done it again. We'll just do it on here manually. It's 1009 for the QNH today. Oh, excuse me. Wrong button. Ah, God, it's like my first time playing Flight Sim. Put constraints on there. Check the departure for the initial altitude, because why not? May as well just get that for a second. We're on the ETREC 6 November. Looks like there's no restriction from there. Initial climb clearance 5,000. We've done all of the stuff up top. We've done all of the fire tests, fuel pumps and all that. I just need to now get the aircraft basically loaded, but we can't do that because of the boarding in progress. So, okay. We'll go down to the FMC and we'll get all this sorted out, shall we? FMC, MCDU, Chaz. Wrong aircraft. We'll go to init, do an init request. It does it quite quickly, the fly-by-wire, from what I can remember. Cruise altitude today is flight level 380. Block fuel is just over 6 tons. So we go to init B. We'll get the zero fuel weight in the block in a bit. We'll go 6.1 actually on the block. We'll put that in just so it knows. Flight plan, we need to go LFML. Departure, we're on runway 31 right today, and we're on the ETREC 6 November. What is the transition? Is there one? It is just ETREC. Cool. And then on Bristol's arrival, we are on the ICTAM 1 Bravo for ILS 09er. We'll find that on here. Don't know if there was a transition. Let's just go to the ILS 09er. Okay, so we can do both. Let's do BRI 2. Oh, wow. I was going to say, because it's sort of aiming us at the airport, isn't it? How weird. Not sure I like that. BRI 2. And let's check that now on this screen down here. So we'll go up here, flick this to plan, go for 20 miles on there. and then we'll gradually step it down on the screen on here. The buttons are all off kilter still. It's something I've moaned about for a few videos now, but they're not quite where they should be. Just going through this just to check it looks okay. There's the Biggin Hill VOR. Down towards Bristol, and yeah, it's like we're aiming at the airport. So let's take BRI out. Let's go down to the actual screen like this. Let's take BRI out. Take the discontinuity out. This is taking a bit of time to sort out this. So is there a discontinuity? So Pomax, and then it's got BRI 09er in there. Is it going to go Bing now? Because we've got everyone boarded. Well, they're still putting bags on at least. I think when we get to Pomax, we're going to just take things into our own hands as if we're going to be vectored in. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that BRI. We'll have a discontinuity, that's fine. I'd rather it do that than try and send us down here. And then we'll just go that way. We'll just basically go the opposite heading. So it's runway 09er. The actual runway heading, though, which is just behind my head, is 087. So we will go 267 when we get there. I'm going to note that down. I'm using my little VATSIM, scratch pad that is available from a link in the description. I think now we'll be able to get the sim brief data in. No, because it's still doing all of that. We'll go to the perf page, and we will also not be able to do anything there. So we're going to have to wait a sec for it to finish, and we'll be, then ready to bring in all the information. Oh, there we go. It's done it. So I was going to give you a beauty shot, but unfortunately GSX's timing has gotten rid of that for you. There we go. So it's imported the fuel and the payload. That is banging news. We're going to do this instantly. And it's going to go boarding completed.
Boarding completed.
Thank you, darling. Cool. It's going to make the noises and everything. But it means that we can now go back to the iPad and do our calculation. So we can fill the data from the OFP. 155, 156, 167. Flaps 1. What was it? 155, 156? Yeah, 167. Can you just... okay. I'm pretty sure there was a thing previously where when I pressed it... Wait, can I click...
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck,
send
on behalf
to...
of myself, your captain, the first officer and cabin crew, I'd like to take this...
I wondered if you could send it directly to the MCDU, because I'm pretty sure in a previous one, when I was sat here, there was numbers next to those, as if I could just press it and put it in. Go to init B, get 0 fuel weight in, 58.9 and 331 centre of gravity, 58.9 and 331 centre of gravity. Fantastic. As far as I know, we're all good. Let me just make sure there's nothing else on here. Now we've got all the fuel on board, we can put the central fuel pumps on. I'm going to start the APU now, and we'll listen to that little wonderful thing starting up while I just check a few more bits. This aircraft nowadays, by the way, doesn't have the Neo stickers on it anymore, and it doesn't have the registration down there. It's back to how it used to be, where this is all just plain white and the registration is up here. Not quite sure what... Okay. Not quite sure what caused that change, but yeah, they've gone back to sort of how it used to be as such. Pop the APU bleed on now. And wondering what else to do, really. I think we've got everything set up to go. We can put that back into nav, put that on 20 miles... Yeah, it's just now once we're boarded, which we are ready for... I was going to say push, but we don't need to attach the pushback tug. We can just go straight. So, do we just go straight into startup procedures or what? There's no one else around. Let's just make sure we're transmitting. Yep, we absolutely are. We're on 121.905 actually. We're not on 122.8, which is Unicom. So we need to get over onto that, just in case. I don't think there's anything else on this that I need to worry about. Got the takeoff data, we've got the baro, fuel quantity and all that. Fuel quantity 6.1, crack him. Yeah, I'm ready for push and start. So before start then, windows, doors closed, beacon light will go on upstairs. We'll pop the beacon on down there. Thrust levers are definitely idle, parking brake is set, APU is on, APU bleed is on. Can you tell that scared the life out of me? External power, we will disconnect, and then the engine mode goes into ignition and starts. Okay. Marseille traffic, easy 8 Charlie Golf, preparing to start from stand 47 Echo. for runway 31 right, Marseille traffic. Let's go down here. I'll show you that I can do this. So this little switch here, I've got an actual switch here that I will do. Do that. Get ready for the engine start, and we'll start engine number 2. I was going to say I forgot to get rid of the stairs, didn't I? Whoops. At least we didn't start the left-hand engine and ingest a staircase. That should say ready in just a sec, or available. We've got TCAS on standby. We'll put that into mode C. We'll squawk 2000. Bang him. Predicted wind chill, bring on while we can. Lock the cockpit door, shut up. Okay, start engine number 1. Now, Chaz. Engine is starting up nicely. We'll wait for the buses to transfer, which will be a little sort of clunking noise in just a moment that you'll hear. Although I think that's already done actually, because of the fact that we've already got, excuse me, an engine going. There it is. There's the clunk. Marseille traffic, easy 8 Charlie Golf, preparing to taxi to runway 31, Marseille traffic. So, after start, engine mode goes back to normal, flaps get set, we're going to go flaps 1, speed brakes will be armed, we're going to go for max auto brakes as well, while we're there. APU master switch comes off, and then the APU bleed comes off after that. We then have, oh no, it was the other way around, sorry. Nose light goes to taxi, and then we do a brake test. All good. Oh yeah, we need to do the seatbelt signs. I didn't put those on earlier on, so everyone can sit the F down. Parking brake is going to come off then. We're going to go, let's just make sure actually. I need to write this down as well. I'm going to put this on my scratch pad. So I've put that we're going to push, or move on to Golf 3, then we'll go Charlie. So we'll go via Golf Charlie to holding point Delta 7. Got more clipboards than I know what to do with. Okay, parking brake off. Let's get rolling. This should start rolling on its own, I'm pretty sure. Just watching the bottom of my screen just to see if that line starts moving. It's creeping a bit, but we'll get it going. So we're going to go pretty much right round here to Golf, then Charlie. So this is Golf that we're on, Golf 3. Then we're going to turn right round here and get on this. Okay. Well, it's nice to be back in the fly-by-wire once again for another flight here today. Thanks, as always, Charlie Greasley, for chartering this one. Really appreciate it. We've got a few checks and things to do. Cabin check up there. And we'll do a takeoff config test, which it hasn't come up with anything for. Just still says test down there. How weird. We're going to let it taxi nice and slow. Do our little brake test here. Yeah, crack him. Let's go down here to do the takeoff config. Oh, weird. Takeoff config test is not working. That is odd, isn't it? That is mighty odd. I've really slowed the taxi down here just while I check this, because it will not work at all. Oh, hello. Aircraft's turning right here. What have I not done? Flaps to take off. They're in flaps 1. I don't know what else it needs me to do, because I'm pressing the button. We'll hold short Delta 7, which is this next taxiway here, I believe. Yes, Delta 7. Marseille traffic, easy 8 Charlie Golf. Will hold short of runway 31 at Delta 7. Just letting them know, just in case anybody comes online and wants to be about. I think there's an aircraft. Are they coming in? No, they're going to Porto. Not Porto, Lisbon. Okay, so I believe we hold after this bit at Delta 7. And we'll see why it's not doing this takeoff config test. That's mighty, mighty weird. Let's make sure all of our perf numbers are in. They absolutely are. Yeah, we've got all that. We've got the departure in. Now, is it going to kick off at me that I haven't done that takeoff config? I wonder if that's just a visual bug. Good TA and RA on there. We're going to put all the lights on, ready to go. I've checked it. It's definitely not the buttons being out of kilter or anything like that. But we're just going to have to go for it. We're just going to have to crack on. Marseille traffic, easy 8 Charlie Golf, taking off runway 31 right, Marseille traffic. Okay, let's push her on. We've got all of the lights and everything all set up, ready to go. Auto brakes are on max. We've got the flaps down. Yeah, overhead panels all done. Lining up, runway 31 right. 31 right. Confirmed. Lovely, lovely day with quite a bit of cloud up there. Let's get it powered up, 50%. We might get a few warnings and beeps here at the takeoff config test, but we know we're all good. Cool. Man flex. 69 SRS runway auto thrust is blue. Yeah, for some reason my throttles still, they're a little bit sensitive up the top end. Rolling very, very loud, very, very fast. B1, rotate. What on earth is that about? Someone somewhere will know what I've done wrong there. Was that too high a V-speed or something? I'm really confused. Right, bear with. So we go up top, we'll start again, we'll get everything on. Just give me a few minutes and I'll get all this sorted out, because you don't want to see me do all this again, do you really? Let's face it. I wonder if there was a door open or something. You know what I mean? Because of the stuff here, because it automatically opens doors, I wonder if because I started the engine before all the stairs and stuff went away, it didn't close the doors as a result. Interesting. Still, I'm going to make my way through all of this, so bear with me, and I'll be back with you when we're starting to taxi. Okay, so we've got everything ready now. We're just going to wait for boarding. There is the bong from GSX, so we're all good. So now we need to click prepare for pushback and departure, which will get rid of all the stairs and stuff, I believe. So it seems like the guy on the front left. Waiting for my action. Close passenger door. Okay, I see. So now we close that. Is he going to go away? Yes, he's going now. Right, I wonder if that was the issue earlier, because I don't think we looked at the left-hand door, did we, when we got going? It would have said on there, would it not? I don't know. Still, it's probably my bad. It's probably why the takeoff config test didn't work as well, so I think it all adds up. That's the thing with stuff like this, it always does add up when something doesn't work. There's a reason for it. We'll give them the call again. I think there might be people on their way into Marseille. No. Marseille traffic, easyJet Charlie Golf, preparing to taxi from stand 47 Echo to runway 31 right. Okay, so before start, windows and doors closed, yeah? Beacon will go on. That one. Strobe and stuff goes on later. Thrust levers idle, parking brake on. APU bleed. On. APU on, external power disconnected. Engine mode down to ignition and start. Cracking. Let's start engine number 2. Okay, that's all starting and all good. I know that I said we'd come back to footage when I was taxiing, but here we are. I will now get this all started up, and then yeah, when we get to the end of the runway and stuff, that's when we'll be good. Okay, take 2. Sorry about this one, Charlie. Thank you very much again for chartering this flight today. Really appreciate this and hope you enjoy it. Let's try and take off again, shall we? Same V-speeds as before, all the same conditions. Up to 50% then. I've worked on my throttle detents as well, just while we've been waiting to get everything set up. Up to 50%, 31 right, confirmed. Let's go. Manflex 69, SRS runway auto thrust is blue. 100 knots. slight bit of rudder to the right. When I go V1 and rotate, the aircraft will pull left, I'm telling you. V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear is coming up. Fantastic. Over the water as well, this way out of Marseille. Lovely. Boat. Keeping it as is. It's a long, straight departure, this one. Fantastic. Look at that. Beautiful view. What a beautiful view. Fantastic. Lever into climb. Engines will wind back slightly. We're still flap 1. Very happy. Don't need to go on the ground spoilers anymore. Give the flight attendants a quick ding dong with them. Past S speed, so flaps 0. Cracking. Autopilot's going in, everybody. And let's clean up. So, after takeoff, landing gear, flaps, packs. I keep forgetting to take packs off. I've also found that clunking noise that I said was the bus transfer is actually packs coming back on. Speed brakes have been disarmed. Nose light comes off. I didn't ever put it to take off actually. Runway turn-offs come off. Landing lights stay on until 10,000 feet. Seatbelt signs as well. Bang in. Let's have a beauty shot. Okay, we're getting through a load of cloud now. We're at 5,000 feet. We're going to go to standard pressure, and we are now going to continue on all the way up to our initial, our cruising altitude of 38,000 feet. See what I mean about just having a little bit of cloud around makes it that little bit prettier. Just makes it that little bit better. We're above 10,000 feet now, so the landing lights can come off. Seatbelt signs can also come off now, so people can move around a little bit if they want to. Lovely departure. We're now above this blanket of cloud here as we go through 11,000 feet. It looks brilliant. Now I'm going to start messing with these, change a bit of this. Da-dee-da. Don't really need to worry about doing it on that side, to be honest. They don't matter over there in the right-hand seat. Drew will tell you that. But yeah, I'm happy with the fact we've got it fixed and sorted now, but yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed at myself for starting the engines early and getting all of that wrong. Still, we're up in the air now, on our way up to Bristol in the UK. We are a bit behind schedule, to say the least. Nearly an hour now with the issues that we've had, but that's fine. The ETA is 12:53 Zulu, actually, so we're going to make up a good bit of time, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, it's 12:22 UK just now. It's just changed, so that's absolutely spot on. We never changed that, or I never started running that. But yeah, 12:53, so yeah, about an hour and a half from now. Not bad at all. We're going to gain quite a bit of time there up there. What about winds? We've got a slight crosswind of 15 knots. But yeah, mega stuff. Screaming up through 18,000 feet now. We're going to go up above 20 and then all the way up to 38. Really high cruise today. Let's just make sure that it knows about that on here, actually. Where do you find that? I can't remember. Is it Prog? Yeah, 380. Cool. In terms of VATSIM and in terms of ATC, nothing going on really. We're here going up this way. Nothing. There's tower on at, I believe, Gatwick. There's always tower on at Gatwick, though. And then we're going sort of around this way to Bristol. And there's not really a lot going on there. Someone coming in from Lipa. That is Palma, Mallorca. Let's have a look at what traffic there is. There's a few arrivals coming in. You can see on here, look, the Neo stickers aren't on the aircraft anymore, and the reg has gone from down here to up here, so it's a shame that they've got rid of that, but it happens with fleets, I suppose. But yeah, once again, let me just say sorry for mucking that one up, but again, as I've explained and sort of justified in the past, if I had this perfect and had it spot on all the time, it probably wouldn't be as entertaining. So thank you everybody that sticks with me throughout this. Thanks also to Charlie Greasley for chartering this flight today, and I hope you're enjoying this as we head up towards our cruising altitude at 380. Just making a nice little left turn here at the waypoint which we've just gone past. I had the name of it a minute ago. We've got to Ettrek. So that's the end of the departure now as we go down towards Madot and then Mopem. Just getting up to 36,000 feet. It's a beautiful day up here, as you would expect. We're very high above the cloud base, which is nice to see. Bit of lovely scenery down there, and very soon we'll be at cruise altitude. And then cruising on down for quite a while, actually. If we go to the Prague, actually let's go to Perth. Or does it tell us? Yeah, there you go. Top of descent, 415, UTC 1228. So in just under an hour will be the top of descent. I love it at this sort of altitude because you get this sort of just like an aura glow around the entire aircraft. It's really, really cool. Quite blinding almost though when it's just a blanket of cloud below you, but still. We're getting up to 38,000 feet now, here it comes. And now we're about to hit that. I'm going to go back into the cabin, listen to the little announcement that it does, and then we'll enjoy the cruise.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, your captain speaking. We've just reached our cruising altitude for the flight. As we begin to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your feet and elbows clear from the aisle as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley clutch shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating to the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
Okay, it's time to get up front and prepare our destination data for when we get into Bristol. So what we want to start looking at is, in fact, what do we want to look at? Oh yeah, we want to start putting this sort of stuff on here. So we've got 1025 on the pressure, so we're going to quickly go like that, put it to 1025, yep, put it back, shut up. And then we'll put in wind speed 20 at 9, temperature is 13. 20 at 9, and then it is 13 degrees. We also need to get, what was the pressure? 1025, yeah. Quite a high pressure actually. That it is warm here in the UK at the moment compared to how it's been the last couple of weeks, but to be honest, I'm really cold today. My hands are really, really cold. Let's go to the ILS charts. We're intercepting at 2,500 feet. The minimums today are going to be 813. So we go back down here, we'll put in 813, quite high, but I think the airfield itself is sort of raised up on a hill slightly, so it's not surprising that that's what we have to do. In terms of auto brakes, we're going to go auto brakes medium. It's quite a small runway, as far as I know anyway, down at Bristol. We're just going to go over the northern coast of France now and go over the English Channel, so still a while to go just yet, but that is all good stuff to have in nice and early. Let's check the arrival altitudes as well. Flight level 220 at Ictam, and then flight level 070 at Brie. It does genuinely want you to go towards it and then back around. Is that Braille underneath that? Or Briel, you could call it. We'll do 22,000 at Ictam, so we'll put that in at 22,000. Get that ready to go. We're a while away from top of descent still yet. We've got a good 90 odd miles, so still time, but it's good to have this stuff in nice and early than late, of course. So let me just go back over the plan here. So if we go to plan, go to 40, you'll see the next waypoint is Kunav. We then move to Nivko. I'll zoom in on that screen for you. Bizru, then Biggin Hill is where we start our descent. Ictam, and then we go left here into this to Pomax. That's where I really want to get to 7,000 feet, and then we're going to go in a straight line this way and then around there like that. So I've written down on my little scratch pad thing that I've got down here that we're going to get to Pomax, then track we're going to do 267, then direct CF09er. So I'm going to take it into my own hands there, almost as if I've been sort of given vectors by the airfield themselves, because I just don't like the idea that it flies at the airfield to then go into a hold. So yeah, we're gonna go direct and do it like that. It doesn't look like it's massively busy down there at Bristol anyway, so I don't think we've got too much to worry about. If it was a majorly big airport, then obviously I'd have to sort of stick to stuff like that a little bit more thoroughly, but for Bristol, not really. So basically the aircraft will get to that discontinuity, and then it will sort of let go of everything, and it'll say, right, you tell me where we're going now and what altitude you want and all this, and then we'll obviously try and bring it down. It thinks that we're going to be at flight level 116 at Pomax as well, so we need to get much further below 7,000 feet. So we might have to go for an open descent there and bring her down, but I know what I'm doing. It'll be alright. We'll get it under control. Just an update on progress. We're here, just over the English Channel. We're about to turn left at Kunav. And then we're not going that far left, we're going up over here and sort of around this way, and then we're more going up here than that way and in. That was a really bad whistle, I didn't even whistle. A few people on the ground at Bristol, but they're not on VATSIM, they're just on Volanta, just Volanta users. I say just Volanta users, you know what I mean. But yeah, quite the long old trip today, this one. It's one of the longer charters that I've got lined up. I think after this, let me just check how many I've got. After this, at the moment, I've got another 9 lined up at the minute. So there's quite a lot to make my way through, and there will still be a few flights, like I've said before, that will be real-world flights that I'm doing to go to race meetings. I may not necessarily be doing them, but obviously I'll be trying to replicate them, even if I was to theoretically go out there. I did the Manchester to Bologna flight as well with a Ryanair 737 to go to Mugello. Didn't end up doing that. About a day after, I got the flights booked for me, and I went from Heathrow to Florence in a British Airways Airbus A320neo. It was actually quite good because we got to witness the full stopping power of the A320. The captain said that it's, if not one of the shortest landings, or runways I should say, that British Airways fly to, and he had to use full brakes, full reverse, and it was, yeah, it stopped alright. It was awesome. So I'm not sure whether I'll be redoing that flight, because if I do this one to come out on the day that this has come out, then the week after I would, actually no, it might work out. The one after this may be me doing that Florence. Oh no, I've figured it out why it's a problem now. I want to do the Florence flight and actually replicate it still, but if I did that for a week from the release date of this one, I would be in Italy anyway doing Misano for the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Not sure where I'm flying from for that one either, so yeah, I've not managed to get around to that yet, but I know that it's pushing back other charters and so on, but I know there's a lot of content coming. That's all I can say really. I've got 9 of them lined up, like I say, so yeah, I appreciate every single one of you that has chartered these flights, and of course Charlie Greasley for chartering this one today. Thank you very much. Okay, we're back over good old Blighty now. Back over the UK, there's the south coast. Wonderful. Back on home soil. I'm wondering where Heathrow is going to be. It's going to be, I think it's that there. You can see Heathrow from space. If I'm not sure you can see it from space as such, but if you zoom all the way out on Google Maps and you get the globe to just fill your screen, you can usually see just a white dot in that region of the UK, and that is Heathrow. It's mental. I was just thinking, where's Gatwick? There's Gatwick down there. I like Gatwick. I hope to fly again from there soon. I don't know if I've got a charter from there, actually. Let me have a little ganders on my list that I've got. No, nothing from Gatwick, but I do have 2 that involve Glasgow, 2 that involve Amsterdam, and 2 that involve Manchester at the moment as well. So I'm looking forward to doing those. 3 airports that I really enjoy flying from and to. Let's just check how far we are then from the top of that descent. Shouldn't be far, yeah, 18 miles. I'm going to click it now just to get it in a bit early. I'm going to hit 22,000, and we'll see what she does. It'll do a shallow descent because it'll go below profile. It'll keep the speed where it needs to be, and then obviously when it gets to a point where it really has to start descending, it'll catch back up and level out a bit for the profile.
It's like going around.
Oh, someone's going around. I've just noticed something. If you look down... Oh! Why do we have to turn left now? Look, just there is Brands Hatch Racing Circuit, and wow, big stutters are real. I was wondering if we'd see it on the way here, but yeah, that's the little Indy layout of the circuit, and then obviously the Grand Prix loop as well. Really cool to see. There's the EastEnders intro screen. You can see the Millennium waste of space. Oh, it's the O2 now, isn't it? I believe that there is... Whose stadium would that be? Would that be Wembley? As you can see here, look, we're doing 1,000 feet a minute, but that profile is catching up. The aircraft will now... There we go, throttle to idle, and it'll start diving. There we go. Really starting this descent now, so we'll go back to 20 miles on here, put the constraints on. We'll get the seatbelt signs back on. Everyone sit down. Shut up. The aircraft is gaining speed to catch up with the profile, but it'll work on that itself. You can see this little line here. It's just figuring it all out. We're not going to be far from Heathrow, surely. We might be right above it, I think. Not quite sure. Was that the dog? Hello. That's Bosco, my mum's dog. He's staying with me for this week while they're on holiday. You okay? You being a good boy? He's the most docile dog you'll ever meet in your life. He's absolutely wonderful to have around. He's the most beautiful boy. Don't know what breed he is. He's part lurcher, part something, but he's a rescue, and he's just the quietest, most well-behaved, gentle dog I've ever met. I adore him. Absolutely adore having him. I'm going to turn this all the way down to 7,000 feet now. We're going to get all the way down to 7,000 as soon as we can, basically, just to make sure that we've got the height dropped off. You don't want to be too high or too fast. Just having a look on Volanta at people on VATSIM. There's somebody on the ground there. They've come in from Geneva, so they've got there before me. BIKF. Okay, so there's a few coming in. We'll figure it out in time. There's a lot of traffic on at London. Look at that. Heathrow is always mental busy. Well, there's a lot of people on at Volanta, but not all of them are on VATSIM. I'm concerned at how high we are here. This seems like a very late descent into the airport. Does it sort of expect us to do a hold or something? Is that what it wanted? So we've got to be at 220 here. And we're not going to be. We're below speed. And the aircraft, I don't know, it's managing it alright, isn't it? We'll see. I'll give it time. I'll continue on the descent, and unless something happens, then obviously, yeah, I'll skip forward a little bit at this point. Okay, making a little left turn here. So, like I've said, when we get to Pomac, we're going to now go to heading 260. We're going to try and drop the aircraft down to about 210, 220 knots, just to make sure that we sort of act as if we've been given vectors, as if we're coming in and the air traffic control have said, you know, turn right, heading 267, speed 220. You know, just whatever, just to get parallel, because it's 87 degrees is the runway heading. So we need to be completely opposite that. Wait, would that be more then? It's 87, it's not quite 90. No, it'd be 267, wouldn't it? Yeah, because it's 180. Come on, Chaz, maths. Some interesting scenery around this part of the world. It's very flat down here in this bit of the UK though. Just making a left turn now. We'll let people know that we're going to be on the ICTAM 1 Bravo arrival. Let them know how long as well. 12:53, about 15 minutes. Bristol traffic, Easy 8 Charlie Golf on the ICTAM 1 Bravo arrival for runway 09er. About 15 minutes out at the moment. Anybody in the vicinity? Bristol traffic? Someone's literally just landing now, Easy 26 Charlie November, so they're nothing for us to worry about. I think that's the airfield there, in fact. Or is it? I don't know. The airfield is slightly to our right. I think it's further down there. Okay, so we're going to get to Pomax. And we're going to pull this here and tell it heading 267. We're going to then... Sorry, that's the speed. We're going to tell it heading 267. It'll probably lose our altitude as well, so I'll just tell it 1,000 feet a minute down. Maybe 1,500 as that's what we're doing now. We're above profile too. First thing I'll do is change the heading, then we'll figure out the speed and the altitude after that. Any moment now. We'll get a probably. There it is. Okay, so vertical speed is 1,600. We'll put that to 15. Go heading 267, making a right turn. And we'll tell the aircraft that we want the speed to be 220 knots. I don't know what airfield that is. Not sure if that is actually Bristol Airport or not. Why are you turning right further now, plane? Whoa. No. Who asked you to do that, you cretin? No one asked you to do that. Not one bit. Didn't like that. Is it something to do with this? That looks like Bristol in terms of shape. Ah, no, that's Filton. Different airfield altogether. Still doing 1,500 feet a minute down. We'll get the landing system on. It knows IBTS. It's got the frequency in there. Let's just check everything else on the procedures list. So we've got landing lights. Now we're under 10,000 feet. Actually, should pop those on. Can we do both at the same time in the fly-by-wire? No, of course not. Oh, sorry, no, I don't mean to slate the fly-by-wire. I absolutely love this thing. Seatbelt signs are on. Constraints, yep. Landing system, ECAM status. Barrow is set to 1025. We'll be changing that shortly. Minimums are set. And then engine mode is as required. We're just going to keep it in normal. Bristol traffic, Easy 8 Charlie Golf. Just downwind at the moment to runway 09er. Currently about 10 miles until landing. Bristol traffic. Airport is there. As all the scenery loads in. Okay, so we'll keep that 7,000 at 1,500 feet a minute. Now we're intercepting the ILS, I believe, at 2.5. So let's get to 2.5, shall we? We'll pop that in. And we'll shallow that out to 1,000 feet a minute now. Bring the speed down to 200. Really does make a big difference when you turn the scenery detail up. And I've only turned it up to 75, so it's not really high fidelity, but from up here, looks great, doesn't it? There's our destination airport at Bristol. I've chosen stand 2 for when we get in. Still descending at 1,000 feet a minute. And as you can see, oh, we're coming out of standard pressure. There we go, 1025. As you can see, we're basically completely opposite to the airfield. Although we're getting a little bit of tailwind this way. We're actually a degree or two that way, so we need to just compensate for that little slide that we've got going on. And then when we get past CF09 by a good bit of distance, we're going to make a left turn. 90 degrees going to come off this, so we're going to go 179, and then we're going to click direct CF09er and get ready for the ILS.
Traffic from intersection hotel, departing runway 09er to VFR 7.
Who was that at that time of night? Okay, there is somebody flying out of Bristol. They're in a little Piper P28. Okay, we're still slightly to the right of the centre fix. We're going to just go back to 267, turn slightly. Okay, we're going to arm the speed brakes. Get those prepared. We're going to bring the aircraft down to 180 knots now. We can go flap 1 as well. Help the aircraft out that little bit. I'm going to turn left in just a moment, actually. Let's start that left turn now. So we'll bring this to 1 777. Bristol traffic, easy 8 Charlie Golf, turning to intercept the ILS for runway 09er, Bristol traffic. Yeah, there is somebody ready to depart in a little PA28 thing. As you can see, we're now just over 90 degrees to that centre fix, so we're just going to go about 75. Just get it going that way a little bit, and then we're going to go and turn left. So we want to click direct CF09er in just a sec. We've asked the aircraft for 180 knots, but it's a little bit above that at the minute. 2,500 on the board. We're all good in terms of our lights up there, aren't we? Airfield is just down there, just over here. So now we will go direct CF09er. Bring flap 2. Quick approach. It's got it. Cat 1, Cat 3 single. Nice bit of vector in that. Quite enjoyed that. And now we'll do 180 to 6. And we'll get the aircraft configured for landing. Okay, let's get that in for the VAP. We'll bring the gear down. Bristol traffic, easy 8 Charlie Golf. 6 miles to run, runway 09er. Flaps full. The aircraft is now levelling out a little bit. I was late on those flaps, wasn't I? Let's just give them a bing bong upstairs. And now we're on the glide slope. ILS intercepted. Oh, it's really making a dive for the ILS though, isn't it? Lovely approach this. You come up over the hill with all the trees. It's really cool looking bit of approach this. God, as you can see from that shot there, it's moving about a lot.
Traffic, Steve 9177, lining up to departing runway 12 on the Lecky 1 runway.
Okay, so that's not for us. Okay. Wow, it's really moving around a lot. 12 knot crosswind at the moment. Fly past from the dog. God, look at it. What is it doing? Wow. She didn't like that, did she? And again, look, nose going down here. God, are you drunk, plane? Luckily, we're going to get the 1000 call out in a second. And we're going to take the autopilot out.
1000.
Bristol traffic, easy 8 Charlie Golf, landing runway 09er. I just pushed my stick forward and it's just moved on my desk. Thank you, Charlie, for this fantastic charter today. Really enjoyed this. We're a bit low. Catching back up. Now diving down again.
Above.
God, it's tricky, isn't it?
400. Minimum.
Continue, we're going to go with it.
$50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Bit late on touchdown. Let's get the reverses on. Ooh, weird stutter there. Oh, we're going to go all the way down. Oh, we're having to go full length. Bristol traffic, easy 8 Charlie Golf, having to go full length. Get the ground spoilers back up. Flaps up. one at a time. Nice. Get the taxi light on. And we'll vacate over to the left. Bristol traffic, easy 8 Charlie Golf. Vacated runway 09. Fantastic. Good stuff. It's a little bit lumpy over here. So stand 2 is going to be over on our left hand side, just inside here, I'm pretty sure. So we'll get off here and we'll just hold onto the exit of this taxiway. Give it a nice steep old turn around there. Cool, welcome to Bristol everybody. Welcome to Bristol Airport. Let's just get everything cleared up before we make our way to the gate. Okay, so after landing, speed brakes have been disarmed, engine mode is normal, flaps have been retracted, TCAS goes into the standby position here. We then have the radar to TA, predicted wind shear comes off as well. We then need to use the APU master switch and start the APU as well. Strobe goes back down. Come on. There we go. Nose light is taxi, runway turn-offs come off, and the landing lights also come off now we're off the runway. We'll then get GSX ready to go at stand 2. Wait for it. Catch up, GSX. No? You are too late for your scheduled departure, try another time. Well, that's frustrating. Yeah, there's stand 2. So get that taxi light off. Turn her in. Don't come to a stop. It's the one thing I really don't like about the fly-by-wire. Those wheel brakes. Let's just push that left engine a little bit. Get us round, pig. Okay, so no GSX yet. Hopefully we can get something when we've stopped. I'll have to just tell it that's where we are. Ah, again, don't come to a stop, you pig. We'll stop her there. Parking brake is on. Waiting for your action, close passenger door. I did that a long time ago. Let's restart GSX for a second. Okay, so it's saying we need to turn off the engines to request ground services. We've got the APU ready, haven't we? All good. Okay, so the shutdown checklist. Parking brake is set, nose light is off, runway turn-offs are off. APU bleed comes on, we'll pop that on up there. And then the engines come off one at a time. Engine 2, and then 1. I really do like the sort of howling noises that they make. It's really, really tasty in it. Seatbelt signs will come off in just a second, then it's beacon and fuel pumps. So we'll just get GSX now and see whether we can have a chat with them. Please. Cool. Thank you very much. Cracking. Alright, that's good. So now we'll wait for the stairs to come up to the aircraft, and then we will, well, we'll turn off the fuel pumps here. Seatbelt signs come off in a sec. Beacon light goes off now. Stuff it. Seatbelt signs off. And welcome to Bristol, everybody. Thank you so much for Charlie Greasley for chartering this one here today. I thoroughly enjoyed this flight. Not quite sure how those passengers are teleporting through that door on the rear, but it should be open. But either way, we've had a few little technicals here today. Sorry about the takeoff issue earlier at Marseille. I'm just glad we could get it all sorted in the end. Thanks as ever for watching though. We've got 9 more charters and some of my own sort of made up flights to do after this, so there's plenty more content to come from Flight Sim. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.